Hello, good morning and welcome to Argyle Breakfast. And what a week it's been, hey. It's incredible what a couple of wins can do for the mood around the football club, and we're certainly basking in the glory of a couple of impressive ones this week, and hopefully we can deliver again for you later on this afternoon. We've got 2 hours of Argyle happiness to bring you this morning, so sit back, relax and enjoy the glorious morning, the match day morning. I think everybody's feeling in a positive mood after what we've already experienced. So let's have a look at what we've got coming up for you before kick-off this afternoon. We take a closer look at Argyle's summer trip to America to take part in the 7-a-side football tournament TST. We'll be hearing from the newly appointed coaches David Norris and Jamie Lowry. Estrella Gastropub Chef of the Year, and maybe most importantly Argyle fan John Hooker talks all things food with us at 10:30, and Jimmy Dickinson will be with us live to look back at the transfer window and talk through the ups and downs of a busy month. So it's an action-packed morning for you here on Argyle Breakfast, and we're looking forward to hopefully getting you ready in the mood for another big game this afternoon. Argyle up in Lancashire today to take on none other than Blackburn Rovers, and helping keep me company as always is none other than Aaron Cusack. Good morning.
Good morning, Aaron.
What a nice Saturday morning we're having.
It's lovely, isn't it, to wake up, you know, on match day when we've had such a brilliant run of results in the last 7-10 days or so.
It's been like quite a packed week in terms of, you know, fixtures, 3 games within those 7 days, and so far all going our way, both in the FA Cup and of course in the league. I mean, me and Brian McGlinchey were in here for the Millwall game covering that, and we were just chatting and being like, oh, another goal. How nice. Anyway, what you doing for the weekend? It was just so refreshing to actually be in that mindset, be in that mood. I think maybe some of us had forgotten that feeling for a little bit, and it really does make a difference, doesn't it?
Oh, massively. I mean, the fact that you've got, you know, the cliche of a week is a long time in football. Well, go 3 weeks, it feels like a lifetime, you know, and it's the change has been astronomical, isn't it? And what's brilliant is that the performances are bearing fruit very quickly. So whilst they've done a lot of work on the training ground and they've got this new vision, it's starting to return, you know, points which are key and results quickly. So long may that continue.
Yeah, you will have been doing your analysis, of course, off the back of the games we've seen. And again, it must be quite nice to not be picking apart maybe areas where it's gone wrong so much, and actually looking at what has changed for Argyle and what's been going well.
It's been really positive. You know, we've been able to look at it like from a different lens, Erin. We've been able to highlight why things are going well, especially out of possession. You know, we've mentioned the fact that the players look fitter and they're running more, but they're not just running aimlessly, they're running with a process and a strategy. So the players are buying into the running format of it because they understand the reasonings behind it. You know, and if you've got someone like Liverpool coming to town and they weren't able to, you know, unpick our out of possession setup, then that's testament to everyone involved. It's been really great to see. It's been really great to see.
Yeah, and I think we're coming into an interesting run of fixtures as well for the club. We had the Derby game last night, which went, you know, our way. We've got more coming up this afternoon. I think people are now starting to look at the table and think, hang on a minute, this is what's required. And the feeling is, I think, that Argyle can do it.
They can. They are right back in the mix now. It's not like they're still cut adrift and they need 3 or 4 results to go their way. You know, this time next week, 8 days' time, if things go our way, as in we can pick up maybe a point today, win at Luton, win at home to Cardiff, they could be out of the bottom 3. And it genuinely feels, I don't know about you, that there is a genuine belief that they can survive now rather than a hope. So that's testament to all the changes that have happened and the good work that's going on.
Absolutely. Well, as you know, on Argyle Breakfast, we love to talk about all things football, but of course there are far more important things happening as well. And one of those ones that we want to touch on is Children's Mental Health Week, which was last week. And the theme of this year was Mission 135. So On average, every death by suicide affects up to 135 people. So that means in 2023 alone, more than 760,000 people were affected by suicide in the UK. The charity's mission is to support the 135 affected and then preventing the one from taking their life. To help promote that week, Argyle Academy stars took on the 135 Darts Challenge, as we can see here.
The boys from the under-18s, Joe, Toby and Fletcher, are going to try and hit the number 135 in as little darts as possible. And the reason behind that is because this week is Children's Mental Health Week. And the mission 135, set up by our colleagues at If You Care Share, is basically making people aware of the amount of people that are affected by suicide, which that number is 135. So just to put some context into that, in 2023, that means over 750,000 people in the UK were affected by suicide. So it's obviously a kind of a cause and an awareness that we want to try and provide as an academy, number one, because obviously we've got a lot of children in our academy setting. And so we just may having a little bit of fun today, but what it does allow us to do is it gives us a kind of a talking point off the back of the challenge.
I'm Joe, the sharpshooter hatch.
I'm Toby, the tank engine here.
Hi, I'm Fletcher, the darting dazzler pool.
Come on. All right, let's go. First try.
Don't trip on the mat, mate.
Yeah, I won't. Oh, wow. 43.
Decent.
It's a great, yeah, 43. Sorry, the flight's fallen off.
Any chance?
Yeah, I know, mate. All right. Oh, no. Switch.
Decent.
It's 9.
55.
Is that the 19?
No, it was in the 3, mate. So that's 8, 9. Can I have the different darts, please? Cheers, yeah. The flight, yeah, the flight.
Blame the darts, is it? Yeah.
It's the same
Yeah.
darts, just different colours.
Yeah, blame the darts.
Yeah, well, the
different
flight
colours.
keeps.
Oh, he's bust.
No. That's all right.
15 left.
15 left. How many darts?
That was 9, wasn't it? That's 9 darts. 1, 3, 5, 9 dart. Oh my god. 9.
9 left.
Yes.
Nice,
Come on. That's good. That's good.
I can't deal with it.
Yeah, keep the glaze, lads. Keep the glaze. There he is, the tank engine. Choo choo. Is that it? Get on, mate.
Oh my.
Is that in?
100? No, 60.
Yeah, keep your hopes up, mate. Come on then. Get in his head.
How much?
60, 120.
You've 15 left.
15.
Yeah.
You could actually 5 dart this.
Oh my.
Oh my god, bro. What, in the sweat?
No.
Nice, lads.
Alright, get on, mate.
Practice, innit?
Yeah. What? The one says 17 attempt.
Randomly around the
26. Good grouping, Fletch. 15. 18. It's not even like he's playing properly, is it?
Nah, double five.
22, add 9, 31. I'll take a second there. So you've got 37 left, mate. 25, 24, 19.
19.
19 left.
First start. You're
I
second.
got an 11, did I? I thought I got it 7.
Oh, he's bust.
Oh no. The little boy from Tamworth.
There it is. Yeah. Nice one. Yeah, so it's good to take part in the challenge, and obviously it's good to win the challenge, beating Joe and Fletch. The main part was raising awareness on children's mental health.
I think Toby at least has got a backup career in darts.
Absolutely.
Football doesn't work
Fair play,
out.
5. I was really impressed.
Yeah. I mean, the dartboard we keep just outside
It's out
the
there,
studio.
isn't it? Yeah.
How are you with darts?
If I hit the board, I'm quite happy.
Okay.
Like I
The bar is
profess to
low.
I have no ability at darts, to be fair. So
Yeah.
I certainly won't be doing it in 5.
No, that was very impressive, and all for a good cause as well. I mean,
Yeah.
we've spoken before on the show about stuff that the Community Trust does, and of course, this is the Argyle Academy in this one. But I think, particularly in this regard, with it being a children's mental health thing, and having some of the younger members of the Argyle Academy, the Argyle family as a whole, actually kind of getting involved in learning a little bit more about it to help us learn more about it, I think is really important.
I think it's vital, Erin, to improve and heighten awareness. I didn't know those statistics about 1 in every 100. Well, it's 135, obviously, and what was it last year? 765,000 people were affected, and that's an incredible number. So if we can heighten our awareness to understand and empathise with situations, then hopefully it will be long term for the good of the cause.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times when people maybe think about suicide, you often attach it to adults and adult problems that people go through, but of course it doesn't just affect adults. Younger people have got their own things going on, their own stresses, and it's really important that is tackled as soon as possible so that they're able to get through it and carry on living, fulfilling lives. Yeah,
absolutely. And I'm not an expert in that space by any stretch, but the modern world for the youngsters growing up is it's just a wash of social media, and people get obsessed with what they see on social media platforms, and that leads to a demise in their mental well-being and mental health. And it's important for us to understand that there is much more going on in this world than just a social media platform, and we've got to look beyond that, and what we always see on a screen isn't the reality of what goes on. So it's important as adults, we've got an obligation to make sure that the younger generation understand it as well, not just tell them, but help them to understand those situations.
And even when you bring it back into the footballing sphere, I mean, football it's a stressful job. You're out there, you're in front of everybody, you're on display, and even when you take it down into the academy, for example, those guys will be feeling stressed by the stuff that they do, that they want to perform, they want a career ahead of them, and again it's really important to manage that mental health aspect and make sure that people don't get bogged down, like you said, in look at the bigger picture, and again that does tie into social media like you said, but I think it's really important that sometimes we just take a moment to breathe and step back and realise how much more there is going on.
Absolutely, and it stems from fear. It feels like it comes from a moment of, people, we all kind of fear failure to an extent, but in this modern world, it's almost like we fear judgment more, and therefore we're afraid to put our head above the parapet or showcase our frailties for fear of the ridicule that we might get in return. And as a society, we've got to get better and not being so vicious to each other online, to help each other and be supportive.
Hello, good morning. You're watching Argyle Breakfast with me, Erin Black and Aaron Cusack. Hope you're having a lovely morning so far. And it was Valentine's Day yesterday, so maybe you celebrated by going out for a nice meal with your loved ones. I celebrated because Tatsumaki Bones made a chocolate drawing of me, which we'll come back to later. But for those of you who did maybe more conventional things, like going out for a meal, you may have gone to the Cornish Arms in Tavistock. And if you did, you would have been treated, no doubt, to one of the best meals you've ever had. John Hooker and his wife Emma have owned the pub for the last 12 years, and they've recently been awarded with a top 10 finish in the Australia Gastro Pub of the Year Awards. In fact, John also won Chef of the Year at the same awards. So I'm very delighted to welcome him in the studio.
Great introduction. Thank you very much.
I want to hear more about that, and congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, great to be in such a esteemed company. There's some really big hitters in that list from all over the UK, so it's testament to our hard-working team, and they work really hard to make the Cornish what it is today. And yeah, it's amazing. Great credit for everyone's hard work. We've been in the list for the last 12 years running, and to retain our place in the top 10 and then come away with a bit of silverware is pretty special. Yeah, it's amazing.
How does it work? Do you have to submit your own entry?
No, so it's a panel of about 10,000 industry big hitters and specialists who work in the industry, and they vote for their favourite pubs in the regions around the country. So Yeah, and we've been in it since the year we opened, which is pretty special because, yeah, we took on the pub in 2013. My son Joseph, we moved above the pub. It was his first home, so gave it our everything to build it into what it is today. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Amazing.
It's really exciting.
Yeah.
And Valentine's Day, of course, as we mentioned yesterday, is that one of the busiest nights of the year?
Yeah,
for
we
you?
were pretty stacked out.
Yeah.
And we've got another pub just up the road, the Blacksmith's Arms as well, which we opened 18 months ago. So they were both stacked out all day yesterday, which is pretty amazing. Yeah, it's all good.
Oh my goodness. I mean, so that's the blacksmiths there.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you keep up with it all if you've got...
Yeah, I've got a
different venues?
10-year-old, 3-year-old and a 1-year-old and a very
Okay.
supportive wife. So yeah, in the weeds every day. But yeah, it's all good. I mean, and I suppose we just want to operate really good pubs and deliver really good hospitality. And that's we're giving our customers that promise of great hospitality and that as a body of work, not just the food, the front of house, the beers, the ambience. My wife does all of the interiors. We've got 7 beautiful bedrooms above the Cornish. So she designed all those and we launched those 6 years ago. So we moved out and then we did all the rooms above. So yeah, it's been a labour of love, an absolute labour of love. And it's, last couple of years, it's really come to fruition with multiple accolades. And again, like I said, we've got amazing hospitality professionals working for us. And that's what is key, it's the people, just like Argyle.
Yeah.
The hospitality business, it's about the people, and the people are the most important bit and the driving force behind that business.
Yeah, I mean, it must be really rewarding, like you said, to have that recognised now, because famously, like the chefing industry, the hospitality industry, it's a real taskmaster, isn't it? You've got to put a lot of man hours in, a lot of time, and the way, it works where it's evenings and time that you may otherwise be wanting to spend with your family, you've got to be in there cooking and delivering.
Yeah, and it's not quite how it used to be. It used to be pretty relentless and almost a bit overwhelming, like you were expected to work 80, 90, 100 hours a week, but like that's not the culture anymore. It shouldn't be the culture anyway, and it's definitely not in our business. You want to be supportive, you want to nurture people, and you want them to go on to do bigger and better things. So hopefully we give them that foundation to be able to go and excel anywhere in the hospitality industry all across the world or across in the UK. And the hospitality landscape in the UK at the moment is pretty difficult, but if you're doing things properly and you've got that attention to detail, then people will come, because people are coming out less often. They'll spend as much money when they do come out, but when they do come out, they want to go to somewhere they know they can trust. I suppose trust is the biggest thing, which has built our business. Same thing, you've got to trust that you're going to deliver the consistency, and that we've got a great product. Things don't go right all the time, human error, but we work our damned hardest to make sure it's the best it can be.
Aaron, who has been with me in the studio all morning, and I have been joined by Jimmy Dickinson, who is the club's head of recruitment, and you're here to talk to us all about the January transfer window.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Quite a mad window, a good window, a crazy window. A lot went on, but no, a good one in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I think we, on behalf of all the fans, need to say a big thanks, because
absolutely.
some of those signings really have delivered so far.
You know me, it's a long way to go. I'm quite a pessimistic person, so long way to go. But no, I'm glad they've settled in so far.
It just felt like the 2 new lads from the back, you might have found them down a back alley somewhere. So like these 2 will bring these 2 in.
No, they've done fantastic on it so far.
Yeah, I mean, and Puach as well. I remember being sat out here a couple of weeks ago, I think, after he'd maybe played his first game, and the opposition guys were going, there's this guy that's probably going to be out on the pitch, big guy, covered in tattoos, looks like he would just absolutely annihilate some of our players on the pitch. And you think, maybe he will. How busy is January for you?
Yeah, look, a usual January is busy anyway. Any window's busy. You've done as much prep as you can. You're organised as you possibly can, but everything can just go up in the air. You miss out on certain targets, etc. So it's always a busy window. Obviously, added on top of everything else that went on leading into and in the window, obviously it was a quite a busy window. So obviously change of manager, so change of style, change of profiles we're looking for, and then also obviously director of football leaving as well, which has obviously added a couple more things onto my kind of shoulders as well. So it was a very busy window here.
Yeah, when something like that happens, like presumably you've got a plan that coincides with what the head coach, the manager wants, the style of play. And when something like that spanner gets thrown in the works, have you got to like rip that up and go back, or what's the tweaking process like?
So what we kind of do is, like I've always said before, we have our target list of each position. We obviously have our key performance indicators, what we would look for each position, and obviously when a manager comes in with a new style and a new way of playing, you have to reevaluate. So a lot of the stuff we did early doors, when we kind of knew it was Miron coming in, we profiled, more Ross, our head of data, he profiled Cercle Bruges, and how they play and how they were as a team and how they were successful. He also looked into individual positions in Circler's team and what worked for the manager. And that's how we kind of initially got our profiles. And now, as we had a bit more time, we could then sit down and really work out our key performance indicators for each position and put them into our model. But initially, we just profiled Circler as quickly as we could, because as we just said, the window, it moves like that, so you're really, really quick. And yeah, so that's the main thing we did, profile Circler and just get as much information as we could to try and fit what the manager was going to bring in.
That's really joined up, isn't it? You know, people who don't quite understand the transfer process, like you've looked at it from previous models that when Music was at Circle of Bruges, what he was used to, how he got the highest running outputs and things like that. Now, okay, we're going to take that model, we're going to drop it here, and now you create profiles that fit the model.
100%.
You know, when you hear in the Premier League where managers are disgruntled with technical directors because they haven't brought players in that fit his profile or their styles, and I think that's a really clever way of starting, because now you can get the profiles in that will allow him 100%. To implement the strategy that he needs. And that's why they're getting the results as they are pretty quickly.
Yeah, 100%. We had to move quick. We knew we couldn't hang around. Obviously, I know the fans were getting frustrated. We signed quite a lot of the players towards the end of the window, but we did move quick. We were moving as quick as we could, but we didn't want to also just sign players for the sake of signing players. Sure. We wanted to make sure we was as 100% accurate as we could be, 100% as in, kind of confident in we could be, and we took our time, and obviously we believe right now we've got the right profiles.
Lisa Julian and her brother Gary Julian. Gary, as we mentioned earlier off camera, were not actually here for the Liverpool game, but we'll dig into that a bit more. Lisa certainly enjoyed it, and it had a little bit of extra significance for them both, because their great uncle Neil Langman was a hero almost 70 years earlier, scoring a hat-trick as Argyle beat Liverpool 4-0 all the way back in 1956, and that was the last time that we beat the Reds, and I'm delighted to say they both join me now. Hello.
Hello.
What a remarkable Sunday. Lisa, you said you were here inside the stadium.
I was.
Yeah, Evergreen member, managed to get a ticket. Yeah. Amazing atmosphere.
It was incredible. I've never seen an atmosphere like it. Honestly, the crowd were bouncing. It was just amazing, and I think they outplayed Liverpool 100%. It was just a joy to watch.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
And Gary, you very nobly gave up a ticket for your son.
Yeah, I was at home in the armchair watching it, and trying to look for more in the crowd and that. But no, it was what a game.
I also think it's really nice when you get to see Argyle on TV as well, you know, because it's happened a little bit more often, of course, this season, but when you get to see, you know, Argyle up there on the big screen, it does make a little bit of a difference.
Oh, it was brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you're here to talk about your great uncle, and we've got I'll hold this one up if we can come in on this. So this is Neil Langman here from a newspaper cutting, with his brother as well, because both Argyle players, weren't they?
They were, and they both played in the Liverpool match. So Neil is a centre forward, and Peter is a
centre half. Defender. Yeah.
So what do you both know about their history then of getting into the club and playing for Argyle? Because of course, you know, when we talk about the Liverpool game in particular, 1956, they are going to have been, you know, born well prior to that. So we are looking back, you know, quite a few years. What was their story? What was their journey?
So they were both from Biralston, and they both played for Tavistock. And Neil went, although he's the youngest, Peter went for the reserves, played for the reserves for Plymouth, and then a couple years on, Neil followed on, and he went straight into the first team and scored 2 goals for his debut.
It's a bit of a goal machine, wasn't he? From the stories from the past.
96 goals in all.
Oh wow!
And the brothers both had 46 appearances together, and they both left the club at the same time as well.
Some great guests in the studio this morning, and we're ramping up to that final 10 minutes, so you know what time it is. It's that time of the breakfast show where Aaron doesn't get nervous at all, because no one's still come close to beating him. It is the 72 in 72 challenge. A reminder, if you weren't familiar already, 72 seconds to name as many of the 72 EFL teams as possible. The score remains 53 by Mr. Aaron Cusack at the top of the table. Can Barley Mumba beat it? There's only one way to find out.
Hi, this is Barley Mumba, and this is my 72 in 72.
Right, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Guessing the teams, right?
Yeah.
Norwich, Sheffield, Blackburn, Leeds, Middlesbrough, Preston, Hull, Plymouth, QPR, Portsmouth, Oxford, Watford, did I say Middlesbrough? Okay, Rochdale, Tranmere, Notts County, oh my days, Exeter, Sunderland.
Sunderland?
Come on, Volley, think. Table.
17. You are way in the clear. And again, I have to say, Aaron has 54, not 53. As we can see, evidenced here by the leaderboard in gold, 54 points. It's Charlie Price. He puts together some of the information for this, and he has been repeatedly writing 53 in the script. So do take that up with him, Aaron.
I think he's a tad jealous. I mean, that's a big lead, even if I say so myself. Hopefully we'll get caught.
We haven't got anyone to take on the challenge on behalf of Argyle Breakfast today, which is fine because that leaves me in 30, 8th place.
Yeah.
Below Ian and Chris Errington from Plymouth Live. I still remain really pleased with that score.
You should be.
Considering how many weeks I put it off.
You've set the bar, a good bar as well.